drive in the end zone.
Extra point by Moore, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their own 23. From the gun, it's Carr. This is caught by Antonio Brown. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
Defense gives up a touchdown the opening drive. Offense, you got to want to get out there and get those points back right now.
And that's a sharp throw there to get this drive off to a good start. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total. On 1st and 10, here's Carr. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
On 2nd down, here's Crowell. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Carr. That is caught by Brown. Touchdown Raiders. From 19 yards away. And the Raiders, they're within an extra point of tying this thing up.
We see this route all the time, but when it's well executed, it's a beauty.
And it feels like the fade takes forever to develop, like that ball is just hanging in the air.
And the reason why is that the receiver is trying his best to work the defender inside and give himself space to fade away from him and catch the football. And that's exactly what happened there.
Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on. And I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
Maybe not exactly what they had in mind, but that scramble good for 6 and a first down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. On the RPO, Prescott's going to keep it himself. Oh, Prescott stripped. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. Anthony Brown right there to knock it away.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. The turnover put them in great field position. They don't want to squander it with third down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
He got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on third.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Now Carr. He gets it to Brown, complete. How about them biting off 15 yards there on the fourth down attempt and keeping the drive alive?
Brandon, I have one word for you after that completion for a first down.
Lucky?
Analytics.
Well, the analytics say we pumped the football there.
So we're changing to analytics as we go, right? What a big-time play for them, and really took a big-time chance.
Yeah, big-time first half chance. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. On 2nd and 9, Carr. It's complete to Brown, right side. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. That one good for 26 and a first down. They'll try and run for it with Crowell. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
They'll wind up getting 7 on the completion, but they'll still be faced now with a 3rd and goal situation.
And there's a man they call AB, always a volume receiver. He gobbles up catches. Holds the number 2 and number 4 spots for most receptions in a season in NFL history. And in 2015, just 7 catches shy of setting the single-season mark for most receptions, currently held by Marvin Harrison, a Hall of Famer.
He had 136 catches that year on the heels of 129 the season before. A good drive gets him inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that that happens because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal? And they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive. A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown. But they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach will be ecstatic.
Ezekiel Elliott going to take it the distance. He's at the 30, 10, touchdown, Cowboys. Ezekiel Elliott, 75 yards, and the Cowboys have retaken the lead. Extra point by Moore, up and good. And the lead is now 14-10. Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about
Toe bashed it.
Super toe.
We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll pay a visit to Jonathan Coachman. He's in Orlando, and he'll have our EA Sports halftime report. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. On second and a long way to go. Carr. He sets to fire deep. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. J.J. Nelson, the intended target. And that takes us from second to third down.
The one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown them a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after them. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. This will be caught by Brown. They'll get 15, but that won't be nearly enough. It's fourth down. This offense converted once on fourth down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more. Man open left side is Brown. Wow, first and goal, and defensively all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well. But one thing's for sure, they're going to have to come up with something at halftime because he is absolutely roasting them right now.
They're going to go through.
And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. Malik Collins forced his way through, drops him for a loss of 10 yards. To try again after the sack. Carr. That is caught by Brown. Touchdown Raiders. Antonio Brown with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Raiders have retaken the lead. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And it's now 17-14. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. This is taken at the 3. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Here's the Dallas offense now, heading back out onto the field. Down 3, under a minute to go. How aggressive are you going to be in this spot?
Not as aggressive as I probably would want to be. Only down 3. I mean, it might as well be even going into the half. That's not a deficit that makes me want to push it and potentially make a mistake in this situation and cost myself even more points.
But, boy, getting in a field goal range and tying it, that's tempting.
Awfully enticing. You almost talked me into it.
Mike 5-4.
Throwing again on second down. Prescott, throw right side, taken in by Gallup. And he's going to have this down deep into Oakland territory. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And this is caught. It's Cooper. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up second down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Jonathan Abram picks it. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. They'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime. Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. The Raiders with the lead already, and they will get the football here as the second half is now underway. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Working from the gun, it's Carr. This is Crowell on the catch. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5.
Now, that's the type of play that gives you a chance to win. Nothing forced downfield where you don't have a guy open. Swing it out to the back, on maybe even check it down, whatever you want to call it. Gain of 5. You're just trying to get 4 on first down. They're ahead of the chains now. And that's a nice pickup of a first down on that second down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
They keep it with Crowell on first. And that one goes for about 6 as he's taken down just shy of the 45.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Hey, Delta.
From the 44, Carr. Over the middle here to Brown. A gain there of 21 yards.
Here we go.
And he's certainly been a huge factor in this when he's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the first.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. They find some open field here. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get him. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for him. Show him that you're supposed to get the football.
93. 54, right there. Right Monday.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Crowell. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
On 2nd down, Jacobs. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. 5 yards on the touchdown run. And the Raiders add on to their lead. A good, sustained drive there in this 3rd quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
At their own 28-yard line.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. On the RPO, Prescott's going to keep it himself. Got his man there complete to Gallup. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind.
And down he goes. Brought down a Raider sack. Cleveland Farrell showing his strength and quickness there, a loss of 4. Well, it was 2nd and long, now it's 3rd and even longer. They're going in the wrong. And the pressure gets to him again. Cleveland Farrell picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
That's his 2nd sack of the game, and the best defensive ends, they do their homework as much as offensive guys do. They know how to beat the offensive lineman across from them, what moves they need to do to set them up. This guy's been pretty good at it all game long.
Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. LaMarcus Joyner, and now the football's going to go over, already being placed at the 15-yard line.
What down? 180.
Check 48, the mark.
Pick me up. Here we go.
A 1st down carry now for Crowell. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
At the 16-yard line.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. They'll run it again with Crowell. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage back at the 17. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up fourth. Carlson able to put this one through. And that will stretch the lead up to 13. So they settle for just the 3. But clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the fourth.
Without a doubt. Obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off. But it's still ate up time. Got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They start on the ground with Elliott. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Those short little routes probably going to be open. The defense, they'll let those happen, especially when they can make an inbounds tackle.
Yeah, where's Coach Madden when you need him? He always talked about taking what the defense gives you, but sometimes you have to know when you have to take more. That was one of those situations.
And he's able to hook up with Michael Gallup. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. That'll put him over 150 yards receiving now. Quite a ball game and a first down. Prescott on first down. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. Cooper again the target, and that'll bring up second down. And again it's Prescott. Steps away to his left. And he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. 11 yards there, first down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now this throw caught left side and brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. That's a gain of 13 as they try to whittle away at this 13-point deficit. On first and 10, Prescott. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Nevin Lawson with a pick. And they'll be down just outside of the end zone at the 1-yard line. Cooper was the target there.
Obviously disappointing, but you had to go for broke here, down 2 scores. So that forced you to make some throws you definitely wouldn't want to make. And I think this interception is going to pretty much write an end to this one.
Here's Carr to throw. And he can't get away. Carr is going to go down, and that is a safety. And you know, the man who sat in my chair the last few years, he has a theory. These plays, these safeties, they're so rare. Maybe they should be worth more than 2, maybe 4 points.
I think he's got a great point. I really do, Brandon. But I would go ahead and up it to 6. I'm a former defender. To me, that's like scoring a touchdown.
Easy now. I'll go 4. I don't know about 6.
Come on. Come up to 6.
A lot of points. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on first and 10.
Who's on 47?
Following the interception, here's Prescott. This one caught left side by Cooper. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a first down. A first down throw for Prescott. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. Looking to throw. Prescott.
Never make the mistake of the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here. They're just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
33 yards that time.
I'll tell you what, partner, you get the football in his hands, just give him a little bit of open space. As we just saw, he can make you bet.
And he wasn't the top option there, but check down turned into... And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. So certainly some importance to this one now. After the touchdown, they could get this down to a field goal with a two-point conversion. They'll look to throw. And he's got it. So the try for two successful. And with it, they're back within a field goal. So 20 seconds remain. It'll come down to this. And it's the Raiders that'll come up with it. And that will put victory in sight for the silver and black. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Call it 7 yards on the carry, so a pretty good game, but still left with a tough 3rd and 8. Now a final chance to stop it here as a timeout comes in with 10 seconds left in the game. On 3rd down, here comes Jacobs. And now with 6 seconds remaining, they're going to burn their final timeout. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. He can run for it. Oh, no, he lost the football. And that will write a finish to this ball game. Well, Charles, a game and a decision that people may be talking about tomorrow for sure. Had a chance at a long field goal there at the end to try and tie it.
Up this magic with the gang, we ball out, it can get tragic. All we got, we gon' let you have it. Stuck in my ways, think I need to change my habits. What would you do if you were me and didn't have it? Look in the mirror now, I'm feeling like a savage. Tell my son I love him, for him I'ma make it happen. Now my dreams reality, not going back to. You say that you proud of me, I turn my back, you laughing. Now I hit the scene, they like lights, camera, action. Living in a dream, now my music, they be blasting. Step out, I'm a star, always in the latest fashion. Had to set the bar, try to catch me lacking. Bank account for my son, he won't have to struggle. You can see it in my eyes, all I do is hustle. They tried to knock me off my feet, I'm ready to rumble. Feel like I ain't 8 in weeks, working